today the talk is about the role of open source in entrepreneurship development. So, is there anyone is developer in here? So anyone know what is open source? Anyone know that you are currently using open source software? Yeah, just raise up your hands if you know it. Yeah, not so many. Okay. So is there anyone that have Android phone? Android phones. Android phones. Okay. So that you are using open source software. Yeah, because for the Android, the OS itself. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, the OS itself is Linux, is Linux based, and then on top of this, all the stuff doing by people is open source as well. So that actually, there's so many people are using open source all over the world. Okay, yeah, and then yeah. So, if you have been to the Hong Kong Open Source Conference, then this talk is just the talk at that time to talk about how to use the open source in your company, and then how to make it easier for your project to do it. So it's just some blah blah blah, and then for those people who are new in open source, and then they just think that okay, software is very easy. I just click a button that could have a Facebook or any other things, but actually it's not. Facebook has been done for many years, and then yeah, but some of clients are very strange, and then they say that okay, I just want a Facebook code within just 1 month, but actually it's not possible. If someone say it is possible, then you should be aware there should be some problem on it. Okay, yeah, okay. That's just about me. Okay, I'm vice chairman of Hong Kong Linux User Group, and then just doing some promotion Linux and open source in Hong Kong, and then over 10 years experience on Linux and then something like that. You can just go to About Me to check my profile. And also I'm just a co-founder of LinkOmnia. LinkOmnia is my own company that has been open for 3 years. We are doing some solution campaign, something like that. To help the other company, okay, how to use the technology to make their business model better, or any other stuff. Okay, so what is open source? Actually, open source is just a model, a development model. Just say that okay, we need not to reinvent the wheel, because you know that every people's mind, they are thinking the same thing. Okay. But the problem is that on the old days, people they just want to keep their IPs, okay, on their own. They think that okay, that will make some money for their own IP. But you know that the world is more complicated, and so that you cannot do everything by your own self. You have to ask someone for your help, okay. And so that this is the concept of open source, okay. I have something, okay, I want to share with the others, and then yeah, I think that things, that library or UI or any other things that may be good for the others to use it. Okay, maybe for me, I just for fun, or I just for advertisement. Okay, for advertisement for my company have some such kind of technology, some technology basis. Okay, I can show off myself, show off our company have such kind of technology. Then you can use it for free. It doesn't matter, because if you want to build up the whole business model, you have to ask me, or you have to redevelop it by your own self, maybe 1 year or 2 years. So that's not hesitation on keeping some things for your own. Yeah, because that's for the world, because the world is going faster and faster and faster. You cannot do any reinvention. It is keeping time, okay? So why use open source? Because they are free license, okay? So that you can modify it. Yeah, but for some license, okay, they have a limitation, such like GPL. If you modify it, then you have to redistribute your modification to the others to help the project. Yeah, but for MIT and Apache, you can keep it for your own. Yeah, to do something. Yeah, so that if you know for some big companies such like IBM, Apple, or Microsoft, yeah, some of the library they use the open source as well, but they will choose the MIT license and Apache license. Yeah, because of the legal issue, they cannot use the GPL part. Yeah, and then it's cost effective. Yeah, and then there's existing solution that you can choose. You need not to reinvent the wheel or something, and then have right to modify. Okay, why open source is important for startup? Okay, sorry. Because if yeah, for our cases, yeah, because we have so many different clients. All the clients have different business model. If we just choose some existing software from the market, then sometimes some clients they have some strange idea. But actually, if I use the actual software on the market, I cannot modify it. And then yeah, and then we will have to we implement the things that the client wants. So that's why we choose open source, because we can change it. So that we can just we can change it is much easier than the proprietary software. So that we can choose some open source software as a base, and then just modify the procedure, the process, the functions. That's the clients that they want to use. Yeah. So it's just some example that software that we could use some like SQL, the database stuff, and then yeah, some framework that we could use on the server side. Yeah, that's the law, the web server, the policy, and any other things. Yeah, actually, for so many proprietary software solution, okay, part of them they are still using some open source software. So that nowadays, if you are doing some cloud services or server side stuff, there's still a part of them is open source as well. Yeah, so that the Office, the PHP, and the other things, the jQuery, the stuff, and more. So that what can we use? So that use Google, because for the good library, that's all the people will be have so many discussion on the forums and on the other places, so that maybe they have some blog to talking about how to use such kind of good library or something, so that Google is your friend. And then GitHub, there's so many open source software, because the repository of GitHub, if you use the GitHub to hold the open source, to hold your project, if your project is open source, it is free. It is free. So that for GitHub is your friend. And then Forum is a good place for use such like Stack Overflow, something like that. Yeah. And then to join the local community, and then you will know that there's more and more new open source technology that you could use. Yeah, and then how to use them right. Yeah, this is the most important thing, that how to use the open source library right. You have to first ask for yourself, what is the aim of your project? What is the scope? How big of your project is? Because different kind of software or library, they have their own limitation. So that you have to know so deep about yourself. Otherwise, that you may choose a wrong solution, and then your project will have some disaster after. Yeah, and then how many time or stage or the staging to commit? Okay, yeah. Why we use open source? As at first, I've talked that you need not to reinvent it by yourself, but for those open source for the programmer or for the developer, they have to use sometimes to do some research and study, so that the time frame is still you have to have some buffer to use it. Yeah, but it will shorter your development part, your development time that between that you build it from scratch. Yeah. And then how many users you can support. something like that. Yeah. And then does the product need servers? Does the product need high availability? If it needs servers, there are so many different kinds of software that you can choose, such like Linux. Linux have different kind of distribution as well, such as Ubuntu, CentOS, Red Hat, and SUSE, and some. But for different kind of distribution, they still have a differences between each other, such like management tools or any others. So that you have to think about that. Okay, what kind of engineer in your group, or they are familiar to use which kind of software, and then also, is there any person available on the market? Then you have to choose it. If you choose the software, the open source software or the open source solution is just very edge, and then not so many people know about it, then you will get a problem to hire some people to take up that kind of project. Yeah, because you know that for the training of a software developer, actually it's not a short time. Yeah, you may have to train the software developer to meet your standard maybe at least half a year. Yeah, so that's the problem. Yeah, that's the things that you have to know about it. That the hire of people, that what kind of people on the market that you have to know. Yeah, something that what is the relation and the other things. And so then you have to think about the behavior of the user, so that once you choose the open source software, and then for the actually as it is open source, so that the interface, the UX is not so perfect as a proprietary software. Yeah, because it's tailor-made for it is so generic to fit for every kind of people. But for your solution, that you are just target to a group of users, then you have to get some resource to modify it and then to fit to your project, something like that. Yeah, just some more stuff like what is instantly, what is now, how update frequency, and then other things. Yeah, maybe later that you have to, you could see the slide later. Yeah, the most important thing for the project is development time and cost. Yeah, that's why we have to choose the open source software. Okay, and because we can cut down the cost because license is free. And then for the development time, if we find some technology that it is fit to our project, then we can save the time, save more time, and then you can get your project have like better revenue, not cut the price, but better revenue. Okay. Yeah, maybe because we have some projects like we have a ERP project before. For the license fee, okay, if we use the Oracle solution or Microsoft solution, for the license fee, it will use you about at least 1 million. Yeah, but if we choose open source software, that 1 million can be cut down, and then we can get that 1 million or just get a half revenue on it. So that everything is just about calculation. Yeah, so that's why yes, open source software is, I bet it is a better solution, okay, for a startup to use it. Yeah, because it can cut down your cost. So for the security, security is important, and then every people will be thinking about that. Is that open source software is not secure? Anyone have this idea, this question? If open source, okay, everyone could see the source code. So that is it means that it is not secure? Actually, it is part of what is your view of security. Yeah, but for open source software, I have a proof that open source software that if there's some people they have some malware, put some malware or put some not good code, some bad code inside. For the other programmer, they can see about it and then just delete it out, and then could be improve the software So that for the proprietary, for the property software, okay, you would never know that there's some bugs inside. Yeah, this is the trade-off between the security between property software and then the open source software. So that this is something that we have to aware of. Yeah, so that the same thing, system design, feedback, something like that. Okay. And then the most important is complicate and then time and money, so that we use the open source that can cut down the complication. Yeah. And then less code, less fun, easy to fix. That's why we have to use it. And then less is more. So that if all the project, okay, most of the project I just find some component, okay, between different kind of open source library or software, then I can take the responsibility to the community to help me to fix the bug. Yeah, of course we may have to, if we find some bug, we can have some contribution back to the project, but most likely that we can just take the responsibility to them to use it. Yeah, so that it will cut down our problem. Yeah, and then time is also money. So we just yeah. So is there any questions? Yeah, because the slide actually is not fit to this, not so fit to this topic. Yeah, but yeah. So is there any question?
I'm interested to know more about the licensing variety.
Yeah, the license. Yeah.
You mentioned some like MIT, Apache,
MIT,
China. So I have a rough business idea of selling ERP server as an appliance to my clients. So if they purchase it, then I will give them a server box, and then they will use it. And then some of my software components are in Apache license. Does that mean under Apache terms, do I need to open source my modification to my client?
You need not. For Apache, good. For Apache and MIT, you need not. But for GPL, then you have to.
I see. So if my client asks me to open source, then I can tell them, oh, it's under Apache license.
Yeah,
that's not obligated to open source.
Yeah, then you can give the actual Apache license code to them. Yeah.
Oh,
and
give them
they
the
ask
legal document.
Yeah, it's legal. Yeah, it's legal. Right. Yeah. So that you need not to open your part, your Apache part to them.
If they still disagree, then I'll ask them to contact you.
Yeah, you can ask them to contact Apache. Because that's the legal.
I see. Okay. My second question is, since another business idea is some of my clients, they don't like to maintain a server, so they like to have, say, ERP on the cloud, right, itself, giving electricity to the server. They want me to put my ERP box to the cloud.
Yeah.
And however, since like events like David Snowden, also the U.S. government is watching a lot of the internet and cloud traffic, right? So the whole thing about hosting cloud servers on a US-based cloud provider is not. It's hard for me to sell this idea in the current mood. So I'm wondering, are you aware of any cloud infrastructure that's backed by either Hong Kong government or the mainland Chinese government? Because a lot of my clients are in Hong Kong or mainland China, and they are not comfortable with having the possibility of being watched by, say, NSA or those government intelligence agencies?
Actually, I think that it depends on what kind of side you trust. Yeah, because if for the secrets of business model, okay, that for US and mainland China still want to steal it, so that it doesn't matter. Yeah. So that the main point, if those people don't want to host the things offshore, then in Hong Kong you still have some kind of company doing cloud services such as REST-based. I think it's just REST-based.
But REST-based is also a US-based.
Yeah, but for Hong Kong they have service. They have server in Hong Kong. If the server in Hong Kong, they have to under the Hong Kong rule. Yeah, if the server in US, then under US. If the server in Japan, then it's under Japan. Japan is custom. Yeah, so that if for Hong Kong client, you can just use the Hong Kong REST-based services. Yeah, I think there should be some more, but I just know no REST-based. I see. Yeah.
What about mainland China?
For mainland China, I think that's more, but any options? I have no idea on this part. Yeah, but they have. But you can also use the Amazon China. Amazon China.
The server is
physically in China. Yeah, Amazon China, and there should be more. It should be yeah, but I forget the name. Yeah.
Are there any service in Hong Kong?
Service in Hong Kong. Amazon no. They're just in Singapore. Only China, Singapore, Japan, no Hong Kong. Yeah, because you have to know that to build up a server farm in Hong Kong is so expensive in Hong Kong. Yeah, because the land, okay, the land, and also the electricity is far expensive.
So it's very expensive in Singapore, I guess.
I think Singapore is cheaper. Yeah, I think Singapore, and then the government, they have support. Yeah, in Hong Kong there's nothing. Any more? Yeah.
How long would it take to build a Kickstarter?
The Kickstarter.
Yeah, another new Kickstarter. How long?
How long?
How many people?
What does it mean, the Kickstarter?
I mean, you don't know a Kickstarter?
Yeah, because the terms, because the terms have so many different terms.
It's crowdfunding.
Oh, okay, for Kickstarter, okay, crowdfunding, okay, yeah. I have no idea on that. Yeah, because for our company, we don't, for the flexibility, we don't want to bind by any kind of rules or, yeah, because if you join some project and to get some funding, you have to follow their game. Yeah, we don't want to do something like that.
No, couldn't you just do your own? You don't have to follow exactly what they do.
No, we just use our
So what projects are you working on right now then?
projects. So what projects? Some medium-sized and small-sized company, they have some IT solution. They want to do some kind of website or mobile app or a church. We have to do some application, mobile application for the church. Something like that.
The church is like a social enterprise, maybe?
Yeah, that's Hong Kong. There's a church in Hong Kong that we have to go like calendar and then Bibles for that, because we know for the Catholic, they have each day they have different kind of prayer that they have to use. So that it's a different day. We have to do such kind of system for the fathers to have some what is it called?
Communion?
Yeah, the more than the
They give bread?
Yeah.
So how long does it take to develop an app?
Develop an app most likely is 6 months.
6 months. to
Yeah,
do an app.
most likely is 6 months. Yeah, because even you use open source library, and it's still you have to make by yourself to integrate into the app and then integrate the design of the client. Because if it's smooth, the client know that what they really want for building an app include testing. became within 2 months to finish it. Yeah, but the problem is that after you do the first demo to them, they will have to change. They will have, okay, this is not good, the UX is not good. We see some application from the outside that have such kind of feature. Is it possible to add it in or something? They just think that, okay, you change it in just one day. But the problem is that such kind of change that could be change the whole foundation of the software. So that most likely is about 6 months before a well-tested application. At least 6 months.
And then maybe nobody will ever use it.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So
That's
very risky now.
Yeah, that's very risky for your application. If it, yeah, the main point, the problem of the application itself, if you program it in native code, it will be faster. But the problem if you do not test it well, then it will be very easy to crash. The problem of the app market for the people, okay, when they have a new app to download it, when they try first time or second time, then have a crash of the application, and they never use it. They never use it again.
No, that's true.
Yeah, that's true. So that's very risky for the application market. Yeah, we have well, for our company at first start 3 years ago, we also try to target the game market. But the problem is that we have finally calculated the risk and the money and the financial, the business model that we cannot align if there's no support. And then we don't think that, okay, our idea could also find some support out. And because there's so many different kind of idea on the market, and then it's hard to pitch to VC that, okay, the VC that, okay, that know your idea is good and they give money to you, because they also calculate the revenue model and the business model, what your application or game will be go after.
Last.
Yeah. Do we have any experience in, integrating all those, open source software?
Yeah.
Because as a company, you may have lots of open source software.
A lot of.
Yeah, many different software, and how do you integrate those software and make it easier as a system?
As a system to easy, it depends on what kind of field you're talking about. If you say that it is our own company's development environment. If for the development environment, that's easy, because after you set it up all your open source software as a development farm or any other things, you can just, that's the good things for the virtualization. After you set the system up, just call the image, and then you can use the image. You can make a new image as many as you want, so that you can make your own testing image to testing everything. Okay? After finish the testing, and then just queue it. Yeah, but if you are talking about application, okay, for the mobile device, mobile app, for the website is a bit easier, because for the website it's also about the server that you can depends on some tools for you to handle the different version, okay? Such like if you are using if you are using some PHP CMS something, for some distribution they actually have version container for you, so that for the WordPress for the Debian itself, for the Ubuntu itself, they have their own WordPress, and they have their own Drupal, they have their own library. Okay, then you can just let those Ubuntu team or the Debian security team to help you to fix that kind of bug if there's some problem on it. Yeah, but for the maintenance, okay, that's a bit difficult for the mobile development. Yeah, that's what we also find it. So that we have to use some development portal development portal, such like build our own Git repository, and then have our own build system. That kind of build system is also open source as well. You can find it from
What do you mean development a portal?
development portal. It means that you put all the open source version into your portal, so that when you start a new project, then you will have some script, okay, to help you to grab all the useful library for your project, and then you can just start to use it. So that it will help you to shorten the time to integrate anything, and integrate the other thing.
I think you are talking about from the perspective of developer instead of running the business. Am I right?
Yeah, now is the method. If you mean for the business, for the business that no one care about you are using open source or not, isn't it? Because for the client, they just see that, okay, that system is work, that's fine. But for us, we have to calculate about, okay, to shorten the time and any other thing. Because the client, okay, they don't see such kind of thing. They just see, okay, the UI interface, the UX, that's it. So that, for the business, okay, that depends on your own business model. And
Yeah, I
for
think-
our business model, actually, it's just about the time and cost. Because at the same time, we will not just only one project. We may have 3 projects or 4 projects at the same time. And then how you handle it, make it faster, and then make the client happier. Okay, the client want to see some progress. Then you have to use some open source software. Okay, just adopt that library, and then the client is, there's some change. That's it. Because it's different.
Don't you tell the clients that you're using the open source software? Because if not, I mean they of course don't know, they can't tell the one or proprietary software or open source software.
No, it depends on the IP or the IP that is the client hold the IP or our company hold the IP for the contract. Okay, if finally that project is the clients hold the IP, of course we have to tell the client, okay, there's some library that uses open source. Otherwise, I don't think that I have a possibility. Okay, I have to tell the client, okay, say that we are using open source, something like that.
Yeah. Otherwise, if there's any breach of the the GPL, right?
Yeah, the GPL.
Yeah,
so
they
that
get through or
so that for that kind of project, we will very careful on the license. Okay, the GPL, of course, we just provide it as a services. Okay, that server-side services, that's for the people connect to the server-side services. For the GPL is work. We need not to open the source, open the server-side source to the client, because just for the connection, that's the GPL's the weakness of the GPL. So that's why our MS, Richard Stallman, create another new license that's called AGPL. That's if you also connect the server, then you have to open the server source to the client as well. That's AGPL. But not so many people, not so many projects use AGPL. Most of the projects are using GPL or LGPL. And LGPL, if you don't modify the library, then you need not to give your source to the client, because LGPL, if you don't modify the library, then you can just use it.
One of my projects is using Gates 1.
Gates.
I just noticed it's under AGPL. It's Affero.
Yeah, Affero. Yeah, the AGPL. Then.
So what's the implication?
What's the implication? Okay, if you set up a server, okay, you set up a server, that's the server using maybe one services that's using AGPL. That's maybe your API call side that using AGPL. Then the problem is that for the user, for the client, they calling your API, and then if they asking you give the API source for that AGPL, then you have to give it that.
Right.
Yeah. For GPL you need not, but for AGPL then you have to.
In that server, I have multiple services, right? I have my database, my web server.
Yeah. Just everything connect to the AGPL stuff that you have to open everything to the client.
Oh, including other processes?
Yes, that's right.
Oh,
That's right. That's why we don't choose AGPL, okay?
That's very viral.
Yeah, that's very vital. Because the weakness of GPL, so that every people that they use server, okay, give up as a service that I need not to open the source to them. So that RMS see that okay, there's a problem because it keep the people that they still cannot see the source. So that RMS put an AGPL out there.
But in the server, I have other components like other database that's from other vendors. I have no source code. How can I fulfill the obligation of HKL?
So that's your problem. That's your problem. Okay. That's your problem for using HKL. Yeah. 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 That's right. That's right. So that if there's something using HKL, that should be very careful.
Maybe check after yeah, just add because it's not kind of very very formal presentation.
Yeah, it's not very formal presentation.
You just and before we go, some advertisement about to